Good evening, my name is William Martin and I'd like to talk to you for a few moments from my backyard before I mow it. As some of you might have heard, I am running for District 1 in New Hampshire for Congress. I'm hoping to represent all of you down in DC, and I'd like to talk to you for a few moments about some issues. Specifically, I want to talk about campaign finance, because I believe very strongly that corporations are not people and we have to overturn Citizens United. I believe that only voters should be putting money into campaigns, and I believe that a publicly funded election would be able to be more fair, more impartial, and more equitable for all. I like to remove barriers and give everyone an equal shot. It's very challenging because politics is really the game of who has the most money a lot of the time. I don't say that to be cynical. Even if we can get publicly funded elections, there are still fees to be able to get on the ballot, thankfully much lower in New Hampshire than in some states. There are still costs to drive around the state, and not everyone has equal time, and if you aren't rich, it's harder to run. I live in a two-income household. My wife and I both work full-time jobs. We have a kid. We don't have money to get someone out back there to mow our lawn for us. When I'm mowing lawn, when I'm doing the housework, when she's doing the housework, it's time that we can't spend trying to meet everybody, trying to share our beliefs, trying to talk about how I'd like to help people, and making sure that I hear the issues not just from my heart and my head, but the issues that matter to you, because I'm not omniscient. I like to learn. I care very much about people, and the only way to know what's affecting everybody is to talk to all of you, not just the people who get interviewed, not just the bloggers, not just the columnists, all of you. So, because of this, there's a slight disadvantage in my campaign, but what I want to do is make sure that everybody else who wants to try and change the country like I do right now will have a better chance in the future, because their future, their campaigns, and the campaigns all across the country will not be as strongly based on the ability of the rich to pour money in anonymously, secretly, through corporations, through PACs, through special interest groups, or any of that. I want it so only voters can put in money to any election, and only voters can put in money for an election in a district. I shouldn't be able to try and buy an election in Massachusetts. Someone in Minnesota shouldn't be able to pay for New Hampshire. It's just that simple. But if you don't believe me, look on the Federal Election Commission's website. Every candidate is required to disclose where they're getting their funds from, and you're not always going to like the sources that everyone gets. There are companies, there are groups that are special interest funded by the rich. There are lots of individual people too. And the best cure for all that ails us is knowledge. I believe that human needs come before human greeds, and I want to make sure that your needs are represented. I'm William Martin. You will find me on the Democratic ticket in the primary for New Hampshire on September 11th. Please consider me when you vote. Thank you.